Hey, my crazy plant people. People, I'm gonna say, because girls, boys, anyone loves plants. Okay, so this video, I made an Instagram page first. I'm a plant lady, so go there if you haven't already. In the highlights, there's how to repot new plants, but I'm gonna show you guys here how to do it too, as well as tips on pots. If you look down here, this is from the thrift store, which started out, well, I thought we were gonna find the best deals there, but this came out to like $6.99. And if you think about it, this was $14 or $12.99? $14.99. So you weren't really getting the best prices. $3.99, that's like Ross prices. These I got from Ross, and they're about $4.99, $3.99, and then TJ Maxx. You pay a little bit more, but you get, obviously, they are much nicer. This one's $7.99. I think this one was also $7.99. There's no little tag on it.
Yeah, $7.99.
$7.99. $19.99. But when you buy a stand, it's always going to be a little bit more expensive. Do you remember how much this one is? It doesn't have the tag on it anymore. I took it off already. 29? 29. So the bigger, obviously with the stand, it's gonna cost a little more. That's cheap. That's cheap. Trying to buy something like this online from like a plant store, it's like easily $120, $200. So buy your plants cheap. Ross, then TJ Maxx. I was not too happy with I mean, maybe it was just us. We didn't have like good stuff. This was from Goodwill, yeah. Maybe it was that, I don't know. But TJ Maxx made me the happiest. But we did find good ones. Like that was from Ross. $9. And it's ceramic, so it's amazing. All right, so let's start. I'm gonna show you guys how to repot your new babies, which you definitely want to, because look at the condition. If you shop from Home Depot, most often that's what the condition looks like. They need to get polished. The leaves don't look polished, they look dull. Those leaves have been cleaned and they look really good. A little close up of them. So they've already been cleaned, so we're gonna do that with that one now. I like to make a mess on the floor. I know. People yell at me for it, huh?
Some people are freaking out.
Some people are freaking out.
It's pretty clean.
It's always clean, and you're not damaging the floor. It's just mud. It's not like gravel that you're, you know, smudging all over the floor. So, all right, so first things first, loosen up the plant. You could also clean the leaves first, but you may get them dirty, the bottom ones, once you start to add the new soil. So loosen it up. Lay your plant sideways so you don't tug it upward. And just try to pull this baby off. Huh?
Don't pull it up.
You don't want to pull it up because you don't know if you're damaging any. You'll most likely hear snaps happening as you pull it up when you're damaging the roots. There we go. I'll just apply pressure and twist to loosen it a little bit.
That I cannot do.
What?
I will damage
You would break it. He doesn't know his own strength. If you're going to repot one of your old plants, make sure you haven't freshly watered it, because your roots are at their most vulnerable state. However, if you have accidentally overwatered a plant and you're worried about the condition, then it's best you repot it. I've gotten some from Home Depot that were drenched in water. Had I not repotted it, I don't know if it would have survived. It was like mush. And obviously you don't want to leave the roots in water. By the way, if you guys have any questions, ask them below. Don't private DM, only because someone else could have the same question, or I might be too busy to answer, in which case our little community, anyone could answer anyone's question. I'm no pro. I learn as I go. I teach you as I go. And I'm sure there's a lot of people who have a lot of knowledge they can share with me. So post a question for everyone to see, and you know, if I haven't gotten back to it and you know the answer, feel free to help them out. Let's make a little community here. We're just helping each other. We're all just plant enthusiasts anyways. All right, look at that.
Was someone sent you a post about saying that ladies with
Oh,
more plants.
an 8-year study proved that ladies who have plants, who take care of plants, live longer. I'm like, well, yeah, you can't die. You gotta water your plants. Every time you feel that something is relying on you, you're gonna survive longer. You lose all your family, you're solo, kind of give up, right? I mean, it sounds depressing. We're taking this to a depressing state. Let's end that. Life. Let's grow together. All right, so there you have it. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just want those roots to be nice and loose. I'm gonna take my pot. I actually always repot it in the same pot or bigger if I have. But these pots, because I like to just put it in, you know? It's easy for one, moving around, two, no accidental overwatering. You just let it pour out and then dump the water that's in there. It gives you a little bit more control over your plants. The biggest thing people were asking me when I showed this on IG was the people that have these pots that have drainage holes and what should they do. And it's perfectly fine to repot in something like this, especially these clay pots, because air can still travel in and out of the pot, and the water can be absorbed through the pot and then evaporate. So you don't have to, but I still like one of the plastic ones. I will still always kind of take one if I can and insert it in there, and the reason for that being that I have potted in these and they're kind of always moist and you can see it, and I just don't like the way it looks, so that's why I do it. Plus I like to do it because, like I said, I can remove the plant easily and do whatever I want, or maybe put it in a different pot. Say, you know, I decide I don't want my fig tree in here anymore, I literally will just be able to take the whole plant and move it somewhere else. But once it's in there, it's a commitment to move it. So you could, I mean, you don't need it, you can still do that, just have a plate under any pot that has a hole, and that's fine. Dollar store, pack of 5, and they work for a lot of things. Mini flowers, or mini plants. I haven't found these big guys. I thought it would be so easy to find, but I'm not finding any of them. Do you guys know where I can find them? Comment below. I seriously went everywhere to look for it. All right, so I'm gonna put this guy in here. See if I need to add more soil to the bottom to lift it up or not. A little bit more. Yeah, I'll add a little bit more. I use this one for all of them. It prevents over or underwatering, but it also makes them grow up to twice as big. I don't know if that's true, but I'd like it. I'd like it to be very true. All right, let's put this guy back in. Alright, that's good. I want to cover up these crazy roots that are coming out. I don't want to cut them or anything. They look kind of crazy. But I do want them to be under the soil, not over the soil. So now, that I like it, I'm going to start adding a lot. I need a lot.
You want to hold it?
Yeah. So you just dump it in there and move it around. That's better. Thank you. On this side. 2 people make it easier. 4 hands. 4 hands. Us humans, we should have been born with 4 hands. Just saying. Alright.
Lila is not ready to help you.
Lila, yeah. Alright, so now you just want to make sure it's in the center, if you like it. If you do, push firmly. You don't want to like super compact it, pack it in or anything, but enough to stabilize the plant and it doesn't like wobble every time you move it. It keeps its shape instead of falling over and then having to repot just to fix it and straighten it up. If it's lopsided, the side it's going to, I push harder in the soil, and then you see how it brings it back up. And then you're just gonna add more soil on top of it. You're gonna top it off a little bit more once you situate it. What do you think? Does that look centered?
Yeah.
Good. All right, so right now the soil's like up to here. I'm just gonna add a very little bit more. I don't put it all the way on top because it makes it really hard to water it. The water will just run off the sides. All right, so now that I'm done doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and cut off any dead leaves, damaged leaves. And this is a good thing to do because not only is it becoming more beautiful as you do it, but you encourage it to grow. Just like our skin, humans, if you use like the dermal roll or you damage your skin a little, do a chemical peel, it encourages it to heal itself, to boost collagen. So it's good to do it if you have any plants that are suffering. I think I'm really just gonna take this guy off. I really don't see a problem with anything else. There is some on the bottom?
Yeah.
Oh, like that one? Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna do that. A fun fact about these rubber tree plants, if you cut the new growth, you would have to cut like between, what are these called? I forgot. Nodes maybe. If you cut them, it will actually grow into two separate ones, so you can get it fatter, fuller, and taller. If you're ballsy, you know. I don't know if I could do it. Do I want to take that one off? It's not that bad. Which one did I say I was gonna take off? That one. It's not bad. All right, we're done. We can put that away. Now I'm gonna clean it off and polish it, just like the one behind Yaya. What I do is these little pads, they're cotton rounds. I use them because if you use paper towel, you're gonna use so many because it rips on you as soon as it gets wet. And this one, you use this little guy for the entire thing. Then I'll take coconut oil. This is fractionated. You can also use just regular coconut oil. Just move it around. And this part, you want to take your time. You don't want to be too aggressive. You don't want to lose a leaf. Like I mentioned on Instagram, I did lose a leaf the first couple times I did it, and it drove me nuts. So just take your time and polish each leaf, which is really important, not just for aesthetics, but plants breathe through their leaves. Another tip with these plants, they will survive in shady areas or really bright sunny areas, but if you want your plant to be darker, almost that black color, then you have to provide lots of sun. If you keep it in shade, you'll notice the rubber tree turns green, and it'll turn a lighter green the more shade it gets. So if you really like that dark leaf, which I do, you want to keep it in the sun so you can get that. Now these trees, they could be a little stubborn. We had one that was not growing any new leaves, and the leaves it did have are really small. As you can see, this does not look too good. What we did was we just chopped it to the green, right? Am I? And 3 days later, believe it or not, we got a brand new leaf. It was huge, and it grew within a week. It went to its like monster size. So if you have any that are not growing, just go ahead and prune it, and it'll encourage it to grow. They're all kind of like that. I think they all need it. Because you see, you can tell if a fig tree is very healthy when their new leaves are as big or bigger than the old ones. When they start to get too small and stay small like this, it's not terrible, it's just it's not thriving. So another thing, if your new leaves that are coming in have a lot of red spots, your tree is suffering from water stress, either too much water or too little water. Ours was, so I repotted it, we pruned it, and then we saw that growth happen like right away. I got rid of the really spotted leaf that we had. It was a red, it had lots of red spots all over it. So just change what's happening. And it was in the basement, so it wasn't getting a lot of light, so we brought it up here. So move it around. Don't be afraid to move your tree around. Anyways, now time to repot this big baby. The reason why I'm repotting it is the soil, I don't really like the soil that it comes with. It doesn't do a good job retaining water, and I've had one tree die on me, and very rapidly, because all the water kept running through it before the tree even got any. The leaves were falling off like how many a day? There would be leaves all over the floor, even though we picked them up the day before. So once that happens, you're just losing the tree from there, which sucks. All right, so you just want to smush the sides and loosen it up. It feels like it's pretty loose. Lay this baby down. You usually just push it from the hole, which works just fine. All right, there we go. With these, if you can't completely take off too much, just try to take off as much as you can and replace it with good soil, because what you're doing is you're fertilizing it, you're giving it fresh soil, and also my soil will hold on to the water a little bit longer so that it doesn't just run right through the plant. Because it was sad when I lost that last fig tree. Very sad. This one's a little bit more compact than the rubber tree.
And they're not that cheap.
They're not. No, no.
Like CPR.
I couldn't loosen the roots. I did take a little bit off the top and a little bit off the bottom. So I'm gonna add fresh soil for the bottom, for the roots down there to get some fresh soil. And then on top, it'll still give it the nutrients it needs, but it'll also hold some more water. I don't wanna be too aggressive with it because it's not worth losing it. I'd rather still have my tree. So, nice layer on the bottom. Maybe too much on the bottom. Have to be more upright. Okay. All right, so now we're just gonna top the top with soil. Give it all that nice fresh soil. I'm gonna leave the edges kind of lower, and just, it's okay if it's like a hill, just so that the water could get in there easy. Now I'm gonna clean off this because it's gonna stick out a little bit from the pot. I don't mind. You mind a little. He minds a little. I really don't mind. I don't want to repot it inside that pot, so you do what you gotta do. All right, so now we're gonna put it inside this beautiful pot. So you see how a little bit shows, but now that it's clean, it's not that big of a deal. Now the last thing left to do is clean off these leaves, and that's because there's a lot of hard water stains. There's also chemicals on it that I've been told is chemicals. So just polish it off, let those leaves breathe. Start from the bottom. All right, so there we have it, fully polished. I even sprayed some of the leaves, so you might see some cute little water spots, maybe, like, you know what I mean. Anyways, it is done. Now it's just finding a spot for it. All right, so we found a permanent home for these two. I wanted it by the TV, but mostly here because the sun rises in the east. So in the morning you get beautiful golden light for quite a while. And then it sets over here and we have very open windows. So both of these plants will get light all day long. They both like it. I want to keep the leaves of this one dark, so for that reason, I wanted it here because I have one that's kind of in the shade and it's very green. It's still pretty, but look at that dark, like, I don't know, it just looks so gorgeous. So, enjoy your new home, guys. Lots of sun. It's gorgeous. I love it. Be sure to like the video, guys. It lets me know you guys want to see more videos like this. I gotta come up with a name for you guys. Comment below, what's a good name we should call each other? The Plant Gang, I don't know, something. Comment below, be sure to be subscribed. It's a new channel, so you want to be subscribed for notifications. Hit the little bell right by the subscribe button so you're notified every time you post a video. And until next time, bye guys!